People just see the pretty part of the business, lah.
Yeah.
People just see the he got the role, he's just gonna be handsome on film, but you don't see the struggle of fighting other people for the job, or that struggle with creating that beautiful character that you're gonna go audition for, and then after that, you get the calls, and then it's not only down to the calls, it's down to whether your rates are good. If your rates are not good, you might not even get the part. Whether you're available, you're not available. There's so much shit for a job, but I think at this point anybody will just fight for the job. Like you just take me now. I don't care what the role is.
Yeah,
In
because
our
there's
current times,
no work.
there's practically nothing. Yeah, in a way, there is
Yeah.
no work. There's also work to be done. In this point in time, where especially when you got all this free time, you can work on yourself, branch into new avenues. My manager's kicking my ass, going, "Where the heck's your content? You're sitting on your ass watching TV every day." But watching TV every day is actually very useful because, I mean, you're in LA, right, Alan?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make plans to like send my profile over. So if you got any, you know, links,
If I had the links,
I'd drop
Kishan,
them.
I'd be working. But
Yeah.
I'd be more than
Yeah, that's-
happy to pass your resume along to the people that are good enough to think that I'm worth talking to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, any step is a good step,
Absolutely.
because
Any door.
I've been seeing a lot of South Asian actors, Indian actors, right, join the big screen, or most Netflix TV shows. So I thought maybe I could try for that market. But you see, here comes the other factor, right? Why should we hire this boy down from Singapore when we already have Indian actors with the green card or the EPs already in LA and ready to work? So you see, that's the struggle of acting: time, place, what you do, where
Yeah.
you are, how you speak.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
Justin and I had to put
Oh,
ourselves.
make do lah, make do.
We had to go through those steps that you would have to do to be in California, right? We have to go through those steps to work in Singapore too, and that's a whole other part of it, right?
So what was that process like, man? Was that tough, moving to another country to find a job?
Justin.
I mean, for me, like I was kind of already doing stuff in Bangkok, and so I moved to Singapore to do TV hosting. When I got here, I didn't get a TV hosting gig my first gig didn't happen for a year, and so I got it all through networking. Like I wasn't signed with anybody. I had no management, no agent. I didn't trust anyone, and so it was all through networking. It was just meeting the right people, and then when you go in for the audition, being good enough. But yeah, that year was scary. It was really scary because I was just doing small little modeling gigs here and there, and all the money I'd saved up when I was in Bangkok, just saw it kind of going down as I was in Singapore, spending like 3 times the amount of money, doing less work. So yeah, that was kind of a struggle. I mean, obviously, I'm glad I did it. It paid off. But yeah, and then obviously navigating the immigration stuff as well was an issue. I got very fortunate with an immigration guy that kind of just knew what was up and just made it happen for me. So that was very lucky.
Isn't it?
So that whole
'Cause I've been trying. I've been making plans.
I
What?
mean,
Sorry?
Keyshawn, that whole immigration thing, it's one of the reasons why I came back to California, because I got to this point where I was like, well, I have to go through a lot of extra work just to make myself available to be hired in Singapore. And I don't have to, here in California, I don't have to go through all that. And then, there's so many actors around the world who would love to come to LA and just try to work. And
Right.
the green card is a barrier for it. And in my head, I was wow, lots of actors want to do something that because I was born in America, I can just do without going through, all that work of getting my own employment pass in Singapore. So it's just like those barriers and those hurdles they're tough sometimes.
Shit. But what do you think about being in Singapore and then trying to get jobs in LA? Like, do you think that works? Like getting managers, just sending them your profile. If there's work or there's auditions, now with the whole online technology, I can audition from here, and then send it through, right? And then if I do get the job, then I fly over. Is there such a thing?
I'm going to go with, I mean, Alan, I don't know what your take on this is, but from what my understanding of it is, like you could be a pretty fucking big name across Asia and that not be enough. You have to be there in LA. They want you to be there. They want to know that you're going to live there, that you're going to be based there before they even talk to you. And then I think after, if you can get an agent that you've done stuff with for like a year or two, and then you decide to start spending more time in Singapore, and you develop that relationship with them, then they would be like, yeah, we'll call you in and you can do things remotely. But you've got to be in LA for a while to develop that. I think there's always, you know, caveats here and there, and you know, but for the most part,
I think Justin, for the most part, he's right. I mean, he and I both have been wanting to create this avenue or this conduit back and forth between LA and Singapore, right? Because that would be, it doesn't really exist yet, but some people have been able to make the jump, right? But because of other circumstances, right? Henry Golding got a really good opportunity and he crushed it and he knocked it out of the park, right? But here's the thing. Here's the weird thing that I have found, or not weird, but something I have found about auditions here in LA is that they happen really last minute compared to Singapore auditions. I know that sounds crazy because a lot of Singapore auditions are super last minute, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, we need to fill it here. But I'm finding that a lot of the auditions I get, sometimes it's like you need to be available like in the next 4 or 5 days, or else it's not even. Or else it's not even like a reason. Yeah, and I think it's just a thing where there's so much talent out here that they never have problems finding someone good enough last minute.
I mean, yeah, it's
you know,
LA,
they just have to put. I mean, yeah, think about the ocean and how many fish are in the sea here. They just have to put their hook in the water and they'll pull a fish out, right? So they're not worried about needing to have enough time to find it. So because of that, you may send in an audition tape and they may love you, but if you're in Singapore and they're filming in the next couple of days, it might not be possible. Which is why Justin was saying that like they want to know people are here in LA. So but also this is just guessing on our part. We're trying our best.
yeah, I mean,
man, I don't even know what's happening to Singapore right now with the media industry. I'm like, what's next? You know, what's coming on? You know, the whole year since, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have jobs, right? Touch wood.
Good. Good for you.
Since phase 1 of the lockdown, I've been helping the government out, spread the word of COVID, and spread all this, the budget and the vaccine and all that. So, you know, thankful for that. But I'm an actor. I need to act. You know, I'm about to lose it, and I lose my drive if I don't have a script in my hand. So I'm like, as much as I'm getting work, I want the work. You know.
Have you started writing yourself?
No, see, I you know, I think there's one thing about me that I realize, and I think that's also one of the many reasons I don't do stand-up comedy as well, and I only do comedic performances, because I feel like if you give me a script and I read it, I'm a person who can make it better. Like I can explode it even bigger for you. Like I can conceptualize an idea, but I would like to give that idea to somebody else, and then you give it back to me, and then I will explode it for you. So I'm like I don't know what, there's a term for it. I don't know what the term. I can't remember, but
I think it's lazy.
I feel like
No.
No, I just can't do the whole, you know, the dialogue, blah blah. Just, you know, you write it, and then I work with somebody who has the patience to write. I just don't. I want to perform the lines. I want to make it better. I want to work with you on set. I want to, like, I don't know.